up, y'all? It's your girl Camry, and I'm back with another video. So if you guys have not been watching my reviews, why the hell not? So I do a detailed review of your favorite show, Insecure, my favorite show, Insecure. If you guys have not been watching, get into them. Make sure you check out episode 1, episode 2, and now episode 3. This is Insecure Review, season 2, episode 3, Hella Open. If you remember in the last episode, Issa had hit up old boy on Tinder, like, you trying to fuck or what? Like, what's up? We gonna do the do or what's good? And I didn't even realize last week that it was Luke James. So this episode opens with Luke James and Issa all in a romantic setting, sitting on the couch, sipping wine at his house. I said, Issa, you ain't waste no time, okay? So she's at his house and she's trying to see, like what it do. But the only problem is, stuff is hella awkward. So Issa keeps laughing nervously. He's kissing on her. He's feeling all on her body. And she just starts laughing, like, just awkward at the most random time. And it ends up being that Issa, she just can't go through with it. What it boils down to is she's been with Lawrence for 5 years. And now here it is, time for her to hook up with somebody else. And she don't even really know how to do it. I mean, she don't know about the foreplay. She don't know about the flirting. Everything is awkward, and we see that in this episode. So we skip over to Molly, and Molly is Skyping with old girl in Chicago and with dude from Get Out and the Carmichaels. I'm like, this dude is gonna make sure he gets a check, okay? He's popping up everywhere. Good for you. Good for you. So anyway, she's doing a little Skype session with them, and we see that Molly is progressing, with working back and forth, or in both cities. Issa's organization, the nonprofit organization that she works for, We Got Y'all, is actually growing, and more students are coming to the library after school to get their read on, get their tutor on, and Issa is excited, but just one problem. Frida notices that, what's going on? It's only black kids in here. Where's the white kids? Where's the Asian kids? The Samoan kids? The Mexican kids? Where are they at? The Latinas? Where they at though? And Issa's like, I'm gonna need you to calm down because you about to mess up a really good thing. And we was doing really good. So take it down a notch. But Frida can't be bothered with that because, she feels like, no, we want all the kids to come. And, I really think that the vice president, he said that he was looking out for, we got to look out for us. I feel like the vice president might be only picking the black kids because he feels like he wants the black kids to get ahead and flourish and, get all the extra help that they need so that they can get out there and put their best foot forward. The only thing is, he's not extending that opportunity to all the other students. Y'all saw how he was towards the Latinos and Latinas in last week's episode. We haven't seen any Asian students, but he is very pro-black, very take care of mine, very, each one teach one type of dude. And it ain't nothing wrong with that, but it's just weird to see it from like Frida's perspective, where she has a valid point. But in a world where we are so oppressed and we are such a minority all the time, I don't really see nothing wrong with having the back of your black brothers and sisters, but I do see where Frida's coming from, okay? So because Lawrence has been in this slump all these years, just working at Best Buy day in, day out, not really doing what he got his degree in, we haven't really been able to see Lawrence in thrive, being at work and, really enjoying what he likes to do and getting to know him as a person, other than this person down in the struggle and down, in this slump where he don't know what he want to do. So now Lawrence is that guy at work, he's popping, and now he's able to see what his coworkers are doing. And one of his coworkers brings up startup Saturdays, or started some Saturday, or every Saturday, or the first Saturday of the month, where they all get together at some day party and they're drinking, and then it rolls over to the nighttime and they still drinking, and everybody's laughing and have a good time, and then they end up leaving with each other and hooking up. So of course Lawrence can't be bothered with it because Tasha got this family barbecue on Saturday, and remember he said he was gonna bring the chairs. Okay, Tasha. Well, Molly is at some warehouse and she is picking up a bookcase for her place. And this part was so funny to me because it reminds me of myself. I mean, I'm working on it. I swear I'm working on it. But I definitely used to be this way before this relationship I'm in now. You know, you are so independent that even though the man is right there and he can help you, you can't be bothered with all that because you got to prove a point. So Molly in her heels and her little, you know, her designer outfit, she's picking up her bookshelf or some shelves from a warehouse, and she's like, she gonna pick it up herself, and the guy's like, it's heavy, are you sure? And she's like, I got it. Don't you ever doubt the power of a black woman, okay? So y'all, it is so funny trying to see her struggle and pick up this shelf, this box, and she got these heels on. She got to get down these stairs, and it's a man standing right there that could help her. And she's like, oh, we're not together, if that's what you thought. And it's just so funny because, you know, you never realize how bad you were until you see it on TV in a comedic relief. And I probably must have looked so crazy carrying all the groceries up 3 flights of stairs. Like, I don't need no man, okay? That's Molly's tip, and you know, I couldn't even be mad at her. I couldn't, although she did look ridiculous. So Molly and Issa are at her place, and they're trying to figure out how to put this bookshelf together. You know, nobody can figure it out. They reading different instructions, can't really figure it out. And at the same time, they having girl talk, sipping wine, and we find out Molly done dumped the therapist, y'all. Now, Molly, I feel like the therapist was getting a little too real with Molly, and she was really starting to call her out on some stuff. And Molly is the type. She is the type who is in control of her life. She has worked hard to get where she's at. So she ain't gonna have nobody in her life telling her anything that she don't want to hear. Nuh-uh, you guys to go. I'm cutting you off. So she done got rid of the therapist, and Issa's like, you know, just because you got rid of the therapist don't mean you got rid of the problem, girl. You got a problem. You need a therapist. And Molly's like, and you need some pipes. So what's the difference, girl? You know, it's just like what best friends do. You know, you can call each other out on y'all stuff as long as y'all playing. Y'all both got issues. We're going to try to work it out. We're going to try to fix it. Can you teach me how to hoe? We're trying to go through our whole phase. Remember we said we was going to go through a whole phase? Now this part, guys, I know some people have different views about a whole phase. Some people don't feel it's necessary because if you are a Christian and you believe in the word and you follow God's word, you are supposed to remain a virgin until you get married. But we all know most of us have struggled and bypassed and remained abstinent and then cut that off, and then all kind of stuff went back and forth, okay? And we're not really on that tip no more, okay? And God is still working on us. So I feel at 27 years old, almost 28, I do feel some type of phase is necessary. Now, I wouldn't call it a hoe phase because being a hoe it's subjective. To some people, being a hoe involves you getting down with somebody, getting down with more than 3 people in a month. Or to other people, being a hoe may be getting down with more than 3 people in a weekend. Like, so you just never know. But every girl has to have that phase where they are casually dating people who they have no strings tied to, no things attached to, where they're not trying to get in serious relationships with every guy that they meet. So that is what Issa and Molly are on the quest for. They get dressed, they go to the club, and then they realize, dang, everybody in here look like us. Like, they get to the club, and it's a black club, it's a hip-hop club, and Issa's like, dang, we need to go somewhere where we're gonna be exotic, like to a different country. That's the thing about the club. Everybody pretty much do look the same. I mean, dress the same, hair the same. I mean, with this Kim Kardashian world now, everybody got the nude lip and the highlight in the middle. Just describe myself. Anyway, everybody got the same look going on. Now the club is kind of more normalized, so you're not really meeting. Some people meet their wives and husbands in the club, okay? But they are able to meet them in the club, then actually go out on dates or whatever. But the club is ultimately for the hookup, okay? So they in the club, and Issa is so awkward with her walk. She walking slow. And Molly already, she's talking to some dude, and it was painful to watch. It was so bad, he had to, walk away, okay? So Issa is failing miserably, but Molly is able to get one. It's going so bad with Issa that she's talking to his friend, and his friend is like, you know, I'm only talking to you because my homeboy was trying to get with your homegirl, so we ain't even gotta pretend here. Molly is talking to dude, and he seems perfect. He is direct. He ain't beating around the bush. He ain't no shawty this, shawty that. Damn, you look good. What's your name? All of that. It ain't none of that. He's very profound. He's very well spoken. And, you know, she gives him her business card. 1 for Molly, 0 for Issa. Issa, what you doing? So Issa gets home and she is sexually frustrated, okay? She ain't had none in a while. It's so much drama going on. She finally got a win at work, and you know, she just had a rough night at the club. You know how you be at the club and ain't nobody choosing for you, and you just feel like, dang, like, am I ugly? She get Mr. Nice Guy, and she get up under the covers, she get all comfortable, and she about ready to get it popping. And then the batteries is dead. So she looking all in the smoke detector and the house phone, everywhere for some batteries. She can't find them. She's like, hey, man, I was trying to get my thing on with my thing. Issa is SOL, like we say in the military. Issa's boss kind of does like a QC, like a quality check with her and Frida, you know, just to kind of congratulate Issa on sticking it out with that school choice and, you know, asking them how everything's going, because she realized the numbers went up with the kids. And Frida, you could tell that Frida got some problem. She's like, you know, did the vice principal tell you anything about the type of kids that we're teaching or anything like that? And Issa's like, shut it up. Now you're not gonna ruin this for me now. It's just funny because Frida's so bothered and Issa's just so not. So Molly's on a date and that outfit was beautiful. I love the outfits on this show. I love wardrobe, Issa. I mean, everything is funky, fresh, hip, stylish, sleek, chic, like all of it. I love it. And colors look so good on that dark chocolate skin, and I'm glad Molly's dark skin. I'm glad your dark skin, chocolate skin, and I'm glad Tasha's dark skin, chocolate skin. It's nothing to my light skinned girls, but something about seeing a chocolate skinned girl on that screen, it just lets you know, like, we moving up in here. We're on the date, and Molly is talking to what's his name? I can't even remember his name. We're gonna refer to him as Mr. Perfect. She's talking to Mr. Perfect, and they are realizing they have so much in common. They start talking about kids, and you know, he says that's his nephew, or he's talking about his nephew, and then she's talking about other people's kids, how she loves taking care of them and all that, but she likes the fact that she can give them back. Now, I thought this was gonna be a moment where he said, yeah, I have 3, and my ex-wife, blah, 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 but he didn't. He said, I love kids too, and I love the fact that we can give them back. He's glad that they skipped the awkward first date because this is going really well. And wouldn't you rather just skip all the awkward stuff and then just be married and settled? What if you could do that? Wouldn't you love that? And Molly's kind of like, yeah. And this moment reminded me of myself too. So I know for a fact that I'm a little crazy, okay? I know that I can get so in my head and in my own way that I create problems with things that aren't really even a problem. And if you don't have friends like the friends that I have, you will ruin a good thing. And if Issa don't speak up, which Issa was kind of speaking up, so I ain't mad at her, but Molly's gonna ruin it. Calls Issa after the date and she's like, well, how was it? And Molly's just kind of like, well, you know, it was okay. It kind of seems like he's just checking off his boxes. My degree, check. Open up a business, check. No kids, check. Get married, check. And then I don't want to be a box. You know, I want someone who basically has a problem. I mean, just me saying that I was waiting for him to have some kids lets you see that I was waiting for a problem, because he just seems too perfect. Even in my own relationship now, when I met him and he was able to put everything out on the, you know, on the table, I was still kind of like, okay, this guy is way too honest. He's got to have something that he's hiding. And even now, I still be like, people just ain't this honest. Even though I know I am, it's hard for me to believe other people are. I don't know. Anyway, Molly is trying to find something wrong with this guy. And Issa's like, you know, you're crazy. You're crazy. There's nothing wrong. And, you know, she even sees this couple that her and Issa know from back in the day in the cupcake shop. And, you know, they're all giggling, they're laughing, they're getting along and stuff. And she tells Issa, you like, yeah, I saw our old friends in the cupcake shop and they are doing great. Can you imagine, like, they're like, who would have guessed that he would be doing this great, that he would find his match? And Issa's like, you know, that same way that you're describing this new guy that he just wants to check boxes off, I mean, you're that way, so what's the difference? And she's like, dang, was I really out here like that? And yeah, I mean, you were, Molly, but what's wrong with that? In everything else in life, we have manuals, books, checks, all of that. How to do whatever you need to do to get where you want to go. So why in relationships why can't we have lists of things that need to get done, how to do this, and that? And I'll tell you why. It's because it's people, and people don't operate like that. We are not list, and he is not a list. You just gel and you just vibe, and you can't. People have baggage and people have things that they come with, and then you will eventually have that. And if you don't have concrete things that come with you, then it's always emotions. That self-doubt that she has, that insecurity, that insecure theme that she has going on, she don't even realize it because it's internal. And I identify with Molly so much because you make sure you got your apartment on your own, you got all your bills that you're paying, you're working on your degree, you stay out of trouble, you do all this and that. So then when you do meet a guy, you could be like, I don't have no kids, I got this, I got that, I'm popping, I'm doing this. What's going on with you though? And you can narrow in on all his issues and harden on them all the time, but then not even realize, damn, like, I got issues too, and they are emotional issues. So Molly, I hope Molly learns. Okay, so let's get back to this review. I done went off on a tangent. Anyway, we see Issa and she's at home. She's painting over that smoke spot on her wall, trying to get her life back together, trying to clean up little messes here and there, because remember she had that party, it didn't work out. She had just left that burned spot on the wall. So she's painting over it and she see Eddie down at the pool. She was like, okay, Eddie, I see you. And did y'all realize that's dude from that Nickelodeon Victorious show? He shaved them dreads off. Tasha is at her barbecue and Lawrence rolls up. He brings the chairs in. Now this video is going so doggone long because I went off on that tangent. Dang it. Let me try to speed it up. So she introduces him to her play uncle. Y'all know black people, we got play uncles and aunties and godmoms and goddads and all of that. She got him helping here and there, help grandma in the car, bring this out, help him plug that up, help the DJ, all this. And she even kisses him as a greeting. And I feel like Lawrence is realizing like, oh, this ain't where I need to be, because I needs to go. I got a work thing. I'ma go. I'll see you later. So she's like, okay. You know, obviously thinking like, you obviously gonna be back. He goes to the startup Saturday thing with his coworkers and everybody's drinking, having a good time. Like, oh, Lawrence, you made it. And at first he was just going, do a little chit chat, see what it was about and be out. But the waitress is being extra flirty. We flash over to Issa and she finishes up painting the wall and she's like, fresh start, I feel accomplished. Then she sees the smoke on the ceiling. She's like, you're not gonna take my joy. Around the table, Eddie still. So she goes down to Eddie, trying to see what's good with Eddie. What you doing? Trying to figure out a way to get down there. She's like, I'm gonna take this charger down here and tell him that he had left that charger when he was over here the last time, even though I know it's a lie. So she went down there. She was like, hey, I think you left your charger when you was at my party last time. You know what? Yeah, I did. I did leave my charger. My phone been off ever since. It's been dead ever since that party. Thank you for bringing that charger back. You smoke? I love it. Went in and she was in for it after that. Issa is on a mission to get some schlong, okay? She said, I'm gonna get some schlong this episode. I got to get it. So Tasha called Lawrence and Lawrence got to step out like, hello? I can't hear you. Hold on. Yo, where are you? Like, you were supposed to be here. You were supposed to come back. Like, where have you been? He was like, oh, I was at this work thing. I started drinking. I didn't want to get a DUI, No, you just didn't want to come. And if you didn't want to come, you should have just said that. He's like, no, that's not it. I just really think that we moving too fast and I'm really not trying to be in nothing serious like that. And, I don't want to hurt you. And that's when Tasha lost it. And I was like, Tasha, I'm just so glad that you woke up, because sometimes if you ain't never been through it and you a good girl and you got your head on straight and, you're just trying to show a dude a good thing, a good time, you are unable to see the fuckboy-esque of the dude because he came to you at such a down time and he's a good guy, but every boy has this time when they got to be the F-boy. They just have to. It's just in their DNA. So, let me calm down. So So she goes off on Lawrence. She's like, you know, I knew that you was still dealing with your ex, and I knew that I need to give you time. I knew exactly what you was doing. But I at least figured that you would keep it real with me and not embarrass me in front of my family. You didn't come back. You know how you made me look? You did not come back. You didn't say anything, so I'm just out here looking crazy. And you know what? What it boils down to is you're just a fuckboy. That's all it is. And you just a fuckboy who don't know you a fuckboy because you're trying to be a good boy. And I'm not going to let you do it to me. Because y'all know I skipped the scene where she was sitting up in bed, you know, giggling with Lawrence, and Lawrence was kind of like just trying to feel on her and trying to get it popping with her, and she was just like, like, I'm trying to do the girlfriend boyfriend thing right now. I mean, she didn't say it, but that's clearly what it was. She was just laughing with him and really just trying to have a good time cuddling and doing something together, and that's not what Lawrence is on. He just want a piece to hit on the side. He just want a whole phase, Tasha. So I'm glad you realized it, girl. Now we can stop yelling at you. Even though I'm mad that you even got with him in the first place, because you knew he had a girl and you knew he was fresh out the relationship anyway, so you shouldn't even talk to him. Let me just wrap up this Molly stuff. So Molly's dude, the Mr. Perfect, ends up texting her and says, hey, I got some SZA tickets for a concert tonight. You want to go? And she's like, nah, no thanks. And then he asks her about dinner, and she gets so annoyed that she's not even gonna answer the text message. So again, like I said, I identify with Molly because Molly is trying to find something wrong with this dude. He is perfect from what it seems like, but at this point he's just irritating her. Like, why are you hitting me up so much? Like, at least keep me guessing. Like, it's way too easy. And I hate to say it, but I was just like this. What I had to ultimately realize was that list, throw it away. Throw it away. Have your standards, but meet people where they're at and understand that people are human. And everybody don't have the same path as you. And humble yourself to realize that just because you can't pick up your problem, your struggles are not on the outside. Don't ever assume that you don't have any. Really examine yourself and realize that although mine are out on Front Street, I got struggles too. I struggle with stuff too. So don't ever think that the Lord won't give you someone that is quote unquote perfect. Don't ever think that. Just don't. So I hope Molly gets it together, but something tells me she's gonna run this dude off. But I still got in my mind there's something wrong with him. Issa, her whole goal for the episode was to get her some pipe, and she did it, y'all. She goes, like I told y'all earlier, she goes down to Eddie. They end up, he ends up letting her in because they trying to smoke or whatever. And if this was not the most awkwardest sex scene ever, I mean, it really lets you know, like, those sex scenes that they have in Hollywood, and actually her sex scene with the guy she cheated on in the first season, it was just all passionate, and the music was going and the close-ups on the skin. It didn't go like that with this dude. She's undressing herself, ripping clothes off. She's like thirsty, like trying to get at him, and he's like, you mind if I like titty fuck you? And she was just like, I respectfully decline. And he was like, at least you did it respectfully. Like, it was just all the awkward exchange. I couldn't do it. It would have turned me off. I would have been out. But Issa they getting through it. And clothes is coming off. They're taking off their own clothes. He kept his socks on, and the positions are weird, and she's hitting her head on stuff, and he's kind of shorter, so her legs are all long, and they end up getting in a groove, and she's like, okay, Eddie, like, I didn't know you was popping like this. And even the next morning, he's like, you ain't gotta go, you can stay. And she's like, no, I'm good. She sees that he had a charger the whole time, so he knew what she was about, girl. You ain't sneaky. And then when she gets outside in the middle of the night, she has another message in her inbox on Tinder for her next little encounter. So we see her whole face kind of picking up. It's picking up a little bit. But that was this episode. That was my review. That was my little 2 cents. I'm gonna be so sad when this season ends. But make sure you guys comment down below on what you thought about this week's episode of Insecure. If you do reviews, or you have music, or you sell anything, make sure you let me know, because in the fall I I'm dropping something big. I'm not gonna tell you guys what it is because I always jinx myself when I do that. But in the fall, on my birthday, I am trying to drop something big, getting it together now. So if you do something, make sure you drop it down below. Subscribe to my channel, somewhere down there, somewhere. Subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys next time. Again, I'm Kim Ray. Bye.